name is Irish. That is it's a genuine thing. I'm obviously from the north of Ireland. I think everybody in here understands that these people from the south of Ireland are the best people in the world, aren't they? Everyone fucking knows them. I hate them. I fucking hate them. Because as I put that backpack down, every one of you fuckers, I hope he takes that with him. And then your next thought was, what the fuck do we do if he doesn't? But recently I've got one up on those fucking southern pricks. Have you seen this portal they have in Dublin? Have you seen that? Dublin to New York, and then straight away some Irish bell end got a picture of the Twin Towers with the planes going into them. And I was like, yes! The fucking world hates you now, and I win. People in the front row are asking themselves a further question now. They're going, Irish mate, what the fuck are you wearing on your feet? So don't worry, I'm going to show you. I'll hold them up, right? Look at these fucking things, right? I got a promotion at work, right? My wife bought me these shoes as a gift. Have you ever done that thing where you open up the box and you're like, they're lovely, I wear them all the time. 8 years ago, I've only ever worn them on stage, mainly so I could make fun of them. They are shite. I have only seen these fucking shoes on like high-end porn actresses and those types of movies. And just in case you're wondering, Travis was in it as well. The dirty, long-haired bastard. And so we're clear, these are the Bootins. They are the real thing. I asked my wife how much do these cost, and she said 600 quid. I was so fucking angry that I missed the bit that she said per shoe. I was recently in Belfast for a wedding. She was like, you should wear the slippers. You should wear them. Let people know how fucking well you're doing. I'm from a council estate in Belfast. Now, this isn't a kneecapping offence, but I'm pretty sure someone would take them from me and beat the shit out of me with them. And I called that lady Mum. The fucking irony that the most expensive thing that I own is effectively a pair of MILF slippers. Disgraceful. So, people have kids? Who's got kids? You got kids? How many kids you got? Which one's your favourite? That's a load of bollocks. It's a load of bollocks. I've been in this room for 5 minutes. You're already my favourite person. Because we're going to do something in a minute that's going to make you really uncomfortable. I was going to do it to this lady, but she's sitting on her own. You at least have some sort of support. Now, I've got 3 kids. My youngest kid is my favourite, and it's because she is fucking funny. But I, as you are all having a wee beer tonight, on a Saturday night, I'll have a drink and I'll phone home and, get re-Irish, reacquainted, and you'll talk about shit. We all do. You talk about shit, and you don't think your kids are listening, but they definitely fucking are. Because I came off the phone, and my son said to me, Dad, what's a wank bank? Now, the older people in this room, they know what a wank bank is. They know, but the younger people, when we didn't have access to mobile phones, this is what we had to do. You fuck it, I'm going to do it to you. You're a very attractive lady. And so what you had to do, right? What you had to do is you had to look at the attractive person that you liked, and you went, click. And you're in the wank bank now. Around about midnight tonight, you're going to feel a little flutter in the fanny area. Don't worry about that. That's just telepathy. I'm on the other end cracking on. My son went in and told his mates. What do you think his mates were doing? Running around the fucking playground, blinking at people. I got a fucking phone call from his teacher. She's hot now. She's like the entire class of fucking 12-year-olds are blinking at me. He got an hour's detention, I got in a lot of fucking trouble. Not as much as for this next thing. Now, I am obviously not a dark joke comedian, but are you ready for a dark joke? Because this is fucking bad now. Right, so he was doing some homework, again Saturday night, he's talking about World War II, and I made a joke. He went into school, the same thing came up. He repeated that joke. And this is what the joke was. He was asked, Caleb, what do you think about Anne Frank? And he said, it's a shame her parents want the McCanns. that way, the Nazis would never have found us. The teacher suggested that I not talk to myself anymore. I kind of get her point. My daughter, my eldest, she's not my favourite either. She's autistic. She does not think I'm funny. I have put this child in front of videos of me doing this. She has laughed at people laughing. I stand up like the expectant that I am, and I go, well? And she goes, no, and fucked off. But my favourite child is my youngest child. She's called Saoirse. And to put this kid in context, when she was very, very young, when she was 5 years old, I got invited to the school PTA kind of thing, and I turned up. And I was like, I'm Saoirse's dad, and the teacher looked at me and she went, yep, T3. And then immediately looked embarrassed, because T3 is not her class, it's her fucking nickname. And I was like, what's going on? How does she have a nickname? He says, well, Mr. McMahon, what happened was that she stood up in front of 400 people, and she had to pretend to be someone in her family. She chose to pretend to be you, drunk, on a Saturday night, on the phone to one of your mates. Because in Northern Ireland, this is an insult. And this little 5-year-old blonde child looked at the audience and she went, your ma's your dad. Your dad's your dog. Your dog's fucking dead. T3 stands for Teeny Tiny Terrorist. That's my child. So this is the kid. Let's put her in perspective. So she wanted the TikTok. I didn't want to give her the TikTok. This is where we were. My wife, she disagreed, but she fucked off to the shop. So I thought, I'm going to be right. Got her the TikTok. Brilliant. I have never been so wrong so fucking fast in my whole life. And I'll tell you for why. She's sitting watching the TikTok, and she comes up to me and she goes, Dad, you use the box? I said, yeah. She goes, show us a few moves. I spent a couple of minutes teaching her how to throw a punch. Bam, bam, bam. She goes, hey Dad, high five. I go to high five her, she slips the high five and punches me straight in the balls. Now, all the men in here, like, if you get a good nut shot, like, I don't do biology, but your balls are directly connected to your fucking lungs, because you lose the ability to breathe. I rolled out of the fucking chair, I crawled to the bathroom, this kid ran past me like a psychopath laughing. I get into the toilet, and here's the thing, you don't know this because you don't have a big pair of balls, do you? You don't. You're a very lovely woman. You don't, but when you get to the toilet, you don't even sit right, you sit like this. You're like that, oh my fucking God, they're dangling. And again, you reach down just to get cut them a little bit, you know what I mean? Oh, they're still fucking there. You look at my balls in as well. You're a dirty bitch, I like you. We're gonna be friends. Remember, you're in the back. You're in the back. So when 20 minutes go by, I hear my wife coming back from the shop. So I get up to the door and I head down toward the living room, and that's when I hear it. Hey Mom, high five. I tried to fucking run. I tried to save her, but it was too soon. I was just going fucking over. And I got into the living room and she was in the fetal position, and that's when I found out that hurts women too. I mean, she got her right in the mummy daddy line. Your clit, lungs, connected, whole thing. Same thing. But you punch a fanny bone, not the same thing as punching balls, is it? Audible click of the wrist. We're not in A&E. I'm looking at 4 fucking nurses who are going, so Mr. McMahon, how did your daughter hurt her wrist? She fell off her bike. But out loud, I panicked and I said, she punched her mum in the pussy. I mean, you're laughing. They did not. They looked at me like in disgust. I got PTSD from this. I remember the last time it happened when this kid was born. She's number 3. Number 3 comes out quite fast. It's a lot less stressful, you know? I'm sure that fucking kid went, woo, all the way out the door, you know what I mean? It was there, whoop, straight out. The problem was that I relaxed, and I made a joke about it all being about the woman. And these 4 nurses looked at me, and then she has just had a baby. And I thought, this is the time to make a joke. They'll like a joke. So out loud I said, if you had a nice meal at a restaurant, you wouldn't thank the oven. There was a 5th nurse in that room. There was a bit of terror. She was under the blanket doing a bit of stitching. She literally popped her head up and she went, Mrs. McMahon, when I'm finished stitching these lips, do you want me to do his? I just backed up and I sat the fuck down and didn't say another thing for the rest of my time there. And I was like, this is bad. But back in the room, so my daughter's going to have her wrist checked. My wife thinks I'm fairly uncomfortable at this point. I'm going to go into, she goes in, she comes out, and she says, got bad news for you. No sex for 3 months. You know what she had? Deep clitoral tissue damage. Cousin, even my balls went up a little bit. No sex for 3 months. I was fucking furious. Now, not about the no sex thing. I've been banging that fanny for 15 years. Not so much as a fucking bruise. I've gone after that thing like an angry woodpecker. Nothing. It was on that day that I found out that I got less punchy power than a 10-year-old girl. Fucking insane. But I'll leave you with this, right? I'll leave you with this. When I was over in Northern Ireland, I went over to see my brother, as you do, see some family. And you know that thing that, there'll be people in here like myself who've got really strong accents, and you're doing that phone call home, your accent comes on dead thick. You'll all know what I'm talking about, almost to the point where you can't be understood by your significant other. I never thought about that shit the other way around. I'm an officer in the Royal Navy, so a lot of the people I talk to on a day-to-day are quite posh. I step into my brother's house in a council estate in Belfast and take a phone call from one of these people. And I started talking in, well, that's all very well and good. It's a little bit nefarious. In fact, one would say it's a little bit esoteric. But let's talk about it on Monday. To the bed panel before. My brother went from sitting in the living room to being fucking here. And I looked at him and said, what's up? And he goes, when did I get a posh prick for a brother? And I was like, my wife was there, I was like, come on babe, you tell him, I'm still me, I'm still from a council estate, you tell him. And she was like, ask him what he had for breakfast. He's looking at me and I'm like, I had a poached egg. With some smashed avocado. And some shavings of smoked salmon. And I swear to God, he looked me right in the eye and he went, what a cunt. And just walked out the room. My dad was there. He didn't say anything. He just stood and followed him out. And I had a crisis of confidence. I was like, I'm not a posh prick. I'm not a posh prick. I sat down on the sofa and I looked down and all I could see were these fucking shoes. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been awesome. I've been Irish. Thank you.
We're going to take a 15-minute break.